Hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Phishing Friday. My name is Jesse Hill. I'm the president of Tier 3 IT Solutions, and I've got my new co-host with me again, Adam.
I'm Adam Hadasik, and I'm a technology alignment manager here at Tier 3 IT Solutions.
I'm glad to have you here again. And
Glad to
today
be here.
today we're going to talk about business email compromise, also called BEC for short. And it often leads into, a very common type of cybercrime, CEO fraud. So we want to help you understand, identify, protect, and prevent this from happening, in your organization. So to start off with, Adam, can you really quickly just help us understand what does business email compromise even mean?
Of course. So, a business email compromise is where someone who isn't supposed to have access to a email account or to a mailbox ends up with access to that email account or mailbox. This could range from a malicious actor who's managed to steal credentials from an employee who's now signing in as that employee. It could be something as simple as someone inadvertently assigned access to the new guy who isn't supposed to have access to that mailbox.
Yeah, and such a simple definition, but I love it because it is. It's when somebody who shouldn't have access and control does have access and control. Now, we of course see a lot of questions from our clients, wondering if there's been a compromise. And it's really important to note what business email compromise is not. And really, when it comes down to it, there's lots of different names for it. It could be spoofing, it could be domain squatting. But what we see frequently as kind of a false positive is when somebody receives an email that is masking its source to try to make it look like it's come from someone. So as an example, if Adam received an email and it looked like it was from me from, first glance, but when he clicks reply, it's clearly not my email address, that's in there. So business email compromise. I don't have the stat in front of me, but I'm pretty sure we could look it up and we would find out that this is one of the top, most frequent, highest impact, cyber threats that businesses are facing.
It's very lucrative.
And why is that?
Part of what makes it so lucrative is that information that resides inside the emails that we use every day. Um, it can be used for a malicious actor to masquerade as, say, accounts receivables and start sending emails out to clients of your company or vendors looking for refunds. But when they receive those refunds or in that communication, they're siphoning that cash off into their own bank account instead of where it belongs. Another very valuable thing that stems from business email compromise is the information that's contained within the emails that we send and receive every day. When I write an email, I write it with my personality. Someone who's looking to take advantage of the people that I deal with on a daily basis, they're going to want to gain access to watch how I say things, who I interact with, who I'm commonly talking to. And then their goal is to create an email sent from my account that looks like it's from me, but has things adjusted so that when you respond or when you communicate back, I don't ever see that.
I mean, there's a lot going on there. And I've said to people for years that our email accounts are kind of like the master key to our digital, persona. So as an example, if somebody's email account got compromised, and it might be a work account or a home account, but you know, just by having control of someone's email account, you can now see where they bank. You can
Mm-hmm.
see who they do business with. And you can wait until, the middle of the night And you can go to that bank and you can click on the I forgot my password button. You can get a link sent to that email account. You can now, potentially, change passwords on other sites and services that that person uses. Adam also mentioned, collecting information and doing reconnaissance. Um, a lot of times, the business email compromises are used as information gathering and leverage creation, meaning they want to try to design a campaign or an attack that is going to be the most believable, the most targeted, and the highest, payoff possible. And they do that, like Adam said, by reading our emails, seeing who we're doing business with, and looking for those opportunities. Um, yeah, I guess I'm curious when you think about, the business email compromises that we've encountered over the years. What are a couple of things that people could look for, or maybe some signs that either their account might be at risk or somebody else that they, interact with potentially is at risk of a compromise like this?
For sure. A couple of the things that I've always used is when things are misplaced or things don't show up in the right locations. I'm usually pretty good myself at remembering when I move an email or when I make adjustments, when I create folders, those kinds of things. Um, if you're seeing folders created out of the blue or emails that are missing that were there before, things getting shuffled around and you don't remember moving them, it might be worth changing your password just to be on the safe side. Um,
I'm thinking very simply, emails that have been marked as read that you have not read,
yep,
emails that have been sent, if you're receiving replies to emails that you didn't send, those could be signs as well.
exactly, exactly. One of the ways for 'cause one of the questions you asked there was how can we tell if someone else's account has been compromised? Um, a good indicator for those, especially in the case of when a malicious actor is trying to get a payment or trying to siphon off money or information. Usually it's very time sensitive. They want this stuff 5 minutes ago, and if 5 minutes ago wasn't an option, they want it now. um, they very much work on that guise of it has to happen now, otherwise the world's going to end, or this massive project's going to come to a halt, or we can't fulfill our commitment to you, and you need this to run your business. And their whole goal is to get you to, without thinking about it, send whatever it is that they're looking for their direction from you. Um, a lot of times, what I've found helps with that is if it's very high priority, then I start asking questions. I start asking, okay, well, why does this need to happen now? Something else you can do, like if it's a payment, for example, go check with another person who deals with payments. See if this sounds right. Um, another my all-time favorite method of uncovering these is to reach out and make a phone call. It doesn't hurt to call someone back. Like if I'm dealing with Jesse, for example, and Jesse sends me an email saying that, I need this $500 iTunes card. It has to be, 5 minutes ago because we're trying to get this going for XYZ employee. Um, I'll give Jesse a quick phone call and say, hey, I just got this email from you. Does this sound right? Is this legit?
I actually want to tell you a story. I remember years ago, actually, another IT company that I chat with the owner. I got an email one morning from that person with an attachment, asking for whatever payment or something like that. And so I actually replied back. I said, "Oh, I sorry, I forgot about this. Can you, you know, send me more info about what's happening?" And I got a response back almost immediately. And what was really interesting to me was, I was aware of what was happening. So I went and I searched and I found my last email that I had had with this outside IT provider. And in their signature, the phone number in the new emails were different than the original emails. And so they had gone to the lengths of saying, okay, well, if they're going to call me, they're probably going to call the phone number that's in the signature.
Hmm.
And so we always recommend, yes, verify through an alternate means, but make sure that you're not calling the phone number that's in the email signature. Go to your CRM, go to their web page, do a Google search, confirm, in multiple ways that the person that you're talking to is the person that you think that it is. Now, in this case, I had this person, their personal cell phone number. So I texted and said, I think you better check your email. And sure enough,
Yep.
I got a message back and oh my gosh, I need to deal with this. So, Adam, I do want to put the brakes on this one. I think we could talk at length about business email compromise. I hope this helps people understand a little bit more about why people would want to gain access to an account, what they could do with it, a couple of signs that you can look for. And of course, if you're watching this, you're likely a client of ours. If you have any questions, any concerns, please give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help and appreciate you taking the time to join us. And we'll see you on the next episode.